The photographer froze when she saw me. Marina's dress whispered against hardwood as she walked down the aisle, and I should have been watching only her, but my eyes caught the woman behind the camera, Nadia, my ex-wife. Her finger hovered over the shutter button, trembling. Before we dive deeper into this story, I have one small request. Please subscribe, drop a like, comment, and hit that hype button to boost this channel so more people can discover these incredible Reddit stories. "Who's that?" Marina whispered, her hand tightening on my arm. "A lesson," I said. 2 years ago, after I'd served her divorce papers at the airport gate, Nadia had sneered at me in front of 100 strangers. "You'll never find anyone better than me," she'd said. I'd just smiled. Now she was here, hired by the venue's neutral agency, contracted to photograph what she'd thrown away. The shutter clicked. She captured the moment. I wondered if her hands shook from the weight of the camera or the weight of everything else. Behind her, hauling a softbox, was Rowan Pike, her lover, the man who'd helped her burn our marriage down. He wouldn't meet my eyes. But I'm getting ahead of myself. Let me take you back to where it started, where I stopped being the nice one. My wife started networking like people start running. New shoes, new playlist, no destination. Nadia came back from her college reunion smelling like someone else's cologne and laughing at texts I wasn't supposed to see. She was a brand coordinator, which meant she sold fog to people who wanted to believe in weather. Vendor outreach, she called it. Late nights, weekend conferences. The kind of professional development that required new lingerie. I'm Elior Vale. I work as a risk analyst at Tidefield Medical, a startup that makes surgical sensors. Before that, I wrote technical manuals, which means I notice when things don't add up. Nadia thought I was boring. She wasn't wrong, but boring people see patterns. The first real crack appeared in Google Photos. She'd shared an album from a Harbor District bar crawl. In one shot, her sunglasses reflected a man's face. I zoomed in. Rowan Pike. Venture scout, according to his LinkedIn. Mostly, he posted selfies with people richer than him and called it networking. I checked our shared ride history. Uber, 1:12 a.m., pickup from that same bar district. Drop off, the Harborview Inn, a boutique hotel where they charge $30 for toast. Then the airline points. Nadia moved 12,000 miles from our account into a household pool I'd never authorized. Customer service confirmed it via email. Destination code, TFX, Turks and Caicos. A vendor conference, my ass. I didn't confront her. Not yet. I opened a spreadsheet and started documenting. Dates, screenshots, credit card alerts. The mundane armor of a man who knows he's about to go to war. 3 days before their flight, I found the calendar entry. Vendor meet, TFX. The hotel matched Rowan's Instagram geotag from 2 months prior. He'd posted a sunset with the caption, "Paradise finds the prepared." I smiled at my screen in the dark. Paradise was about to get complicated. The airport was chaos. Spring rain lashed the windows, and flight delays stacked up like dominoes. I'd tracked them through the airline app, not hacking, just logging into the account she didn't know I still accessed. Their flight, Gate 12B, boarding in 20 minutes. I walked through security with a messenger bag and a plan. Inside, divorce papers in a sealed folder, my phone queued to 3 active calls, and a calm I'd borrowed from every Stephen King protagonist who ever decided to stop running. I spotted them near the Hudson News. Nadia wore her travel uniform, athleisure that cost more than my monthly parking. Rowan had on a linen shirt that screamed, "I summer in borrowed houses." They were laughing, her hand on his arm. Easy, comfortable, the way she used to touch me before I became furniture. I walked up. "Nadia." She spun, her face drained. "Elior, what are you doing here?" I handed her the folder. "Serving you. This is your copy of the divorce petition. You'll need to sign page 4 and return it to my attorney within 30 days. Rowan stepped forward, chest puffed. "Hey, man, this isn't..." I held up my phone. "This is Nadia's mother. Say hi, Karen." Her mother's voice crackled through the speaker. "Nadia Marie Voss, you told me you were going to a training seminar in Boston." Nadia's eyes went wide. "Mom, I can explain." "And this," I said, swiping to the next call, "is the Airbnb host Rowan booked for your romantic getaway. I gave him a heads up you might be checking out early." A man's voice, stiff and professional. "Mr. Pike, given the circumstances, I'll be refunding your deposit and canceling the reservation." Rowan grabbed for my phone. I stepped back. A TSA agent glanced our way. Rowan froze. Smart choice. "You're pathetic," Nadia hissed. Her voice was low, venomous, showing up here like some jealous psycho. File says different, I said. I'm just a husband who's tired of being lied to. Enjoy your trip. Oh, wait. The gate agent's voice cut through the terminal. Final boarding call for Flight 447. Nadia looked at Rowan. Rowan looked at his shoes. I looked at both of them and smiled. You'll never find anyone better than me, Nadia said. She said it loud enough for the people around us to hear. A performance. I leaned in close. Watch me. Then I walked away. I didn't look back. Behind me, I heard her swear. Heard Rowan trying to salvage the moment. The rain hammered the windows, and I felt lighter than I had in months. Nadia didn't move out. I did. I crashed at a sublet near the harbor, a fifth-floor walk-up that smelled like old carpet and optimism. She stayed in our apartment, racking up utilities she couldn't afford alone. Her friend Juno Marr, a PR freelancer with the ethics of a payday lender, started seeding stories. At Tidefield's holiday mixer, a colleague asked if I was okay after everything. I asked what everything. He got vague. Later, I found out Juno had posted on a local forum that I was financially abusive and controlling. I screenshotted our bank records, joint account, split contributions, no locked funds. I didn't respond to Juno publicly. I just waited. 2 weeks after the airport, my buddy Theron, a compliance paralegal at Tidefield, bought me a beer and dropped a folder on the table. You need leverage, he said. Inside, a breakdown of our assets, a sample separation agreement, and a memo about Rowan's so-called startup circle. Turns out Rowan ran a meet and greet group out of a boxing gym. He called it an angel investor network. Really, it was LinkedIn cosplay. People paid $50 to pitch fake venture capitalists who were actually a dentist, a real estate intern, and a guy who owned 3 franchised subways. Not illegal. Just sad. He's selling access to nobody, Theron said. And Nadia bought in. Literally. She moved $4,000 from your joint account into his membership pool. Can I get it back? Civil demand letter. Won't guarantee return, but it'll scare him. I smiled. Draft it. That night I got an anonymous text. A photo. Nadia and Rowan at the gym, standing next to a man in a suit. Reverse image search told me the suit was a motivational speaker who charged $200 for a 30-minute Zoom. Nadia's networking goldmine was tinfoil. I saved the photo. I'd need it later. The boxing gym was called Ironclad, tucked under a converted warehouse near the docks. I went on investor night, posing as a curious founder. $50 at the door, cheap recon. Inside, the air was sweat and disinfectant. A whiteboard listed pitch slots. Rowan stood near the ring, glad-handing a woman in a pantsuit. He saw me. His smile faded. I waved. He crossed the room fast. You need to leave. I paid my fee, I said. I'm here to pitch. Bullshit. You're stalking us. I'm allergic to bad math and worse men, I said. If that describes you, maybe reflect. He stepped closer. We were near the elevator. Old industrial, barely room for 4 people. 2 of Rowan's buddies flanked him. The gym manager, Derek Albee, watched from across the room but didn't move. Rowan jabbed a finger into my chest. You embarrassed her. You humiliated me. I looked down at his finger. Move it. Or what? I grabbed his wrist, peeled it away from my chest, and held it. Not twisting, just holding, firm. His buddies shifted, uncertain. The elevator doors opened behind us. An older couple stepped out, eyeing the standoff. Or nothing, I said. I don't need to do anything. You'll do it yourself. I let go. Rowan rubbed his wrist, face red. One of his buddies muttered something. I walked past them toward the whiteboard, scanned the pitch list, then left. Outside, I checked my phone. Juno had posted a video. 10 seconds, cropped tight. Me grabbing Rowan's wrist, no context. The caption? Abusive ex stalks new couple at public event. I didn't respond. I just forwarded the video to Theron with a timestamp from the gym's exterior camera feed, which I'd politely requested from Derek earlier. In the full footage, Rowan clearly touched me first. 2 hours later, Juno's post was down, no explanation, but I knew she'd gotten a quiet call from someone who'd explained the word defamation. The Harbor District threw a spring festival every year. Food trucks, chalk artists, live music. I went alone, needing air. I was watching a guy draw a mural of a lighthouse when I saw Rowan. He saw me, too. Before I could move, he lunged and grabbed my phone from my hand. Deleting your shit, he said, sprinting toward the crowd. I ran after him. Not graceful. I dodged a stroller, slipped on a tarp slick with rain, shoulder-checked a teenager holding a corn dog. Sorry, I yelled. Rowan was fast, but panic made him sloppy. He glanced back, stumbled over a curb, and crashed into a vendor's tent. I caught up, grabbed his arm, and yanked the phone free. He swung at me. I palm-heeled his chest. A hard shove, not a punch. He staggered backward into a massive chalk mural of a sunset. Colored dust exploded. He sat down hard, covered in pink and orange powder. A crowd gathered. Someone laughed. A vendor, older guy in an apron, stepped between us. Enough. He stole my phone, I said, showing it to the vendor. Rowan spluttered, wiping chalk from his face. He's been harassing us. I saw you grab it first, the vendor said. You want me to call the cops? Rowan shook his head. He got up, looked at me, and walked away. The crowd dispersed. I thanked the vendor and left before the police showed up anyway. That night, Rowan's car got towed. I had nothing to do with it, officially, but a week earlier, I'd noticed him parking in a private permit lot behind a medical building. The lot owner, after I'd politely mentioned the violation, had checked his cameras and called a tow company. I wasn't there when the hook lifted his Audi, but mutual friends told me he'd arrived just in time to watch it swing away. He'd screamed at the driver. The driver had shrugged. Karma's boring like that. Procedural. Investor night. Round 2. I walked in with Theron. Derek nodded at us from behind the desk. I'd bought him a beer the week before, explained my situation. He wasn't Team Rowan. Rowan was mid-pitch to a nervous kid holding a prototype headphone case. We connect you with capital, Rowan said, gesturing broadly. Seed rounds, angel syndicates, strategic partners. I called out from the back. What's your CAC versus LTV? The room went quiet. Rowan's head snapped toward me. Excuse me? Customer acquisition cost versus lifetime value. Basic metrics. What are yours? This is a networking event, not... You're selling access to investors. That's a service. What's your retention rate? The kid with the headphones looked between us. Rowan's jaw worked. He crossed the floor fast, phone out like a weapon. You're done. He reached for my phone. I slapped his hand. Not hard, just loud. The crack echoed. Everyone stared. Rowan clutched his hand, shocked. I leaned in, voice low. Try again, and I file assault. Or keep playing pretend. Nadia appeared from the hallway. She looked thinner. Tired. Elior, stop. I'm not doing anything, I said. I asked a question. You ruined my life, she hissed. I pulled the envelope from my jacket, the one with the photos of Rowan's investors. I dropped it at her feet. Pictures scattered across the gym mat, the dentist, the intern, the subway guy. You chose mirrors over windows, I said. Nadia stared at the photos. Her face crumpled. Rowan tried to scoop them up, but people were already looking, murmuring. The kid with the headphones quietly left. I walked out. Theron followed. You're getting mean, he said. I'm getting even, I said. Nadia couldn't cover the mortgage alone. I'd offered to buy her out or list the place. She refused both. Spite, maybe. Pride, definitely. Either way, the bills stacked up. By summer, the utilities were in her name and overdue. Juno stopped returning her calls. The gossip circuit moved on. I heard through mutual friends that Nadia had picked up freelance photography gigs. Weddings, mostly. Good money if you hustled. Rowan sent me a flurry of texts. Threats, legal posturing, claims he'd sue me for harassment. I forwarded them to Theron, who sent Rowan a cease and desist letter so dry it could start fires. Rowan went quiet after that. One afternoon, I saw him at the airport. I was picking up a colleague. Rowan was at departures, alone, sweating through a polo, dragging a cardboard bike box. He looked smaller, defeated. He saw me. His face twisted. He walked over fast, chest out, trying to salvage some dignity. You happy now? He said. I didn't answer. He tried to step closer. I sidestepped. He stumbled into a stanchion, and his key fob clattered to the floor. I picked it up and handed it to a nearby TSA agent. This guy keeps parking in permit zones under someone else's name, I said. Thought you should know. The agent raised an eyebrow. Rowan's face went crimson. That's not? Sir, come with me, the agent said. Rowan shot me a look. Pure hate. I just smiled. I didn't swing. I didn't need to. Procedure was its own violence. I used to be the nice one. Nice as a costume, like a rented tux. Beautiful on a better man. I met Marina Lozano at a hospital coffee kiosk. I'd sprained my wrist moving boxes, and she was the ER nurse who'd wrapped it. Steady hands, calm voice. She asked what I did for a living. I told her. She asked if I liked it. I said sometimes. She laughed. A real laugh, not a performance. We got coffee 3 more times before I asked her to dinner. She said yes. No games, no subtext, just yes. She was the opposite of Nadia. Marina didn't curate her life for an audience. She worked 12-hour shifts and came home smelling like antiseptic and tired. She listened when I talked. She didn't need me to be interesting. She just needed me to be there. 6 months later, I proposed in her apartment. No flash mob, no photographer, just me, her, and a ring I'd picked out myself. She said yes. Again, no games. We set a date, booked a venue, hired vendors through a neutral agency that handled everything, including photography. I didn't request anyone by name. I didn't need to. Gravity does the work if you're patient. The strings started. Guests stood. Marina appeared at the end of the aisle in a simple dress, her smile wide and real. I should have been looking only at her. But I saw Nadia behind the camera. Her assistant, Rowan, struggled with a softbox. Neither looked at me. Neither looked at anything but the floor. Marina reached me. Her hand found mine. "Who's that?" she whispered, glancing at the photographer. "A lesson," I said. Nadia raised her camera. The shutter clicked. Her hands shook. She captured us. The life she'd traded for smoke and borrowed status. Rowan shifted the softbox, avoiding everyone's eyes. A guest whispered, loud enough to carry, "Didn't she used to say he wasn't ambitious?" Another replied, "Looks ambitious now." The officiant began, "By the power vested in me." The shutter clicked again. Nadia's finger stayed on the button, firing frames like a reflex she couldn't stop. Rowan backed into a floral pillar. It wobbled. He steadied it, face red. I squeezed Marina's hand. She squeezed back. The moment held, perfect, terrible, final. Nadia lowered the camera. For a second, our eyes met. I didn't smile. I didn't need to. She told me I'd never find better. She'd been wrong. And now she had to watch. The officiant finished. The crowd clapped. Marina kissed me. The shutter clicked one last time. Behind the lens, Nadia's hands finally stilled.